Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Popping and Popcorn. I'm your host, Katie, and today I have the CultShow with me. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Hello.
Hi,
Hey.
Katie.
You guys want to introduce yourselves to everybody?
Nah, we're good. Thanks.
I'm Caleb.
Sandra
I'm Neil.
from the CultShow.
And producer
And-
Scott's behind the monitor.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi,
Thank
Joe.
you so much
Welcome.
for inviting us over.
You're welcome. I appreciate you guys coming over and hanging out with us for a little bit. And I like you guys' show. You guys are awesome. So you guys go follow them. I also put the link in the description so you guys can go check out their YouTube channel. They're awesome.
Thank you.
Very kind.
Please.
We love your intro. We love your intro, by the way. We were dancing. I don't know if you can see us.
Yeah, I could see you.
Over the best Bond in there.
Yeah, well, I like the old classic music movies. We were talking about music before, and Neil asked me if I could sing, and so I like the old classic like stuff. So that's why I had to put that in there. They're actually, this is before I learned how to edit. So they're actually, the GIFs that people use, or GIFs or GIFs, or however people say. That's what they are. I put them all together.
I think, Katie, if people want to hear you sing, they should say so in the chat.
They should.
It to be put in there.
Here, Kate.
I just said welcome. Thank you.
That's
for
really
stopping
clever
by.
that you used GIFs. I love that, actually. That's clever girl.
Mhm.
Hi, Joseph.
So that's what I used. So
Okay.
what made you guys start your podcast or your YouTube channel?
That's a good question. Boredom?
Glutton for punishment.
Yeah.
We didn't have enough negative being shouted at us every day. No, it was so our company, we have at one location, we have a live series that we do where we actually show the films, cult films, a lot of 80s horror, 70s horror, and action and fantasy. And one of the things I wanted to do was help cross promote that through a different channel, which was, I thought, why not go into the internet and infect like a virus upon the world. The cult film series, it's called. So the kind of bred basically the CultShow. And then Caleb is a longtime friend and colleague. And so he very gallantly accepted the challenge of coming aboard. And then Sandra and Scott actually fell into our lap one day and
never left.
Yeah, and that basically became we became good friends from immediately upon meeting. And it kind of seemed like this a really good way to stay together and keep talking horror films and having fun.
And we moved into this basement. This is where we all live now.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome, though. That's awesome that y'all became friends automatically. Those are the best friendships, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
we kind of spoke the same language, and that is horror
Horror.
and movies.
Hi,
And
Patrick.
movies.
Hi, Bones. Welcome.
Yeah.
Yep.
They want you to
The
sing.
really interesting thing about the whole thing is I didn't really get involved until COVID, because they were doing just pre-recorded episodes, and then when COVID hit, I decided, hey, why don't we just try to do a live show just for fun? And so then we ended up hanging out every week over the internet for like a year and a half.
That's awesome.
It's Scott's fault.
It
It's
kind of
Scott's
is.
fault. I think COVID
This
made
show
a
and
lot of
over are
people.
Scott's fault.
I was gonna say, I think COVID made a lot of people do like podcast and YouTube and stuff like that, and it's awesome.
I think so too. People wanted like an outlet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Had to do something.
Yeah.
Right. So what is your favorite genres of movies? Do you guys have different genres of movies that you guys like, or
We have one. So we all love horror, of course, but we are obsessed with horror. Horror is our life.
Mm-hmm.
Dabble in horror. Sort of watch what they tell me to for the show. It's usually not something I'm going to run out and find for myself, but I enjoy it. Yeah.
What else do you enjoy though?
Oh,
Sci-fi.
Science, comedy, science fiction, comedy.
Science.
Action is totally acceptable on some occasions. Documentaries are good.
We love those.
Yeah.
So we dabble
I
in. Yeah.
I love documentaries. I watch a lot of them. I just don't do them. I don't know why, but I do watch
Yeah.
a lot of those. And I do this thing that I started, sci-fi. I do sci-fi Sundays, so I'll review a sci-fi movie on Sundays now.
Oh,
That's cute. I like that.
very cool.
No.
Wow.
Hey, nobody else is doing it, so I was like, why not, right?
Why not? Yeah.
Well,
I like some
actually,
sci-fi.
one of your shows, I actually watched Magic because you guys were doing it, and I was like, what is this? I've never seen it, so I actually watched it.
Yay! What did you think?
I thought it was good. I actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting, and I didn't know that was Anthony Hopkins until you said something. I was like, what? That's Anthony Hopkins in there?
He's a
You know.
baby.
Yeah, that was a good film. Definitely a lesser known title, but
Yeah.
that's kind of the brain wavelength that Sandra and I share, because I had stumbled across it and was like, oh, that's one I want to talk about. And then Sandra's like, let's talk about Magic.
I'll
I was
pick
like,
it.
Okay.
We do take turns picking our films.
Hey, Dawn. Welcome. Right.
But it'll be rare that Neil and I pick anything that's not horror. That's
Right.
rare.
Cassandra gets mad if I pick anything other than horror.
Because you're a traitor.
I am, exactly. lets me
What's some
know.
of your favorite horror movies? Do you guys have any favorites?
What's your favorite scary movie?
Whew. I
There's
mean,
so many.
yeah. For me, it's like Creepshow. Creepshow is my number one of all time. Number two would be Day of the Dead, 1985. And then
I
from there it
haven't
gets
seen Day of the
muddled.
Dead.
You
I
haven't
have
seen
to
Day of the
watch
Dead? Holy cow.
Oh, I think you might like it.
You
Yeah,
better-
that's really exciting.
Please add that if you like
Okay.
Romero's, zombies.
Yeah, I do. I like zombies. I like zombie films.
Oh, right on.
But it's George Romero, so it's not just a zombie film. It is the godfather of zombie films. So, and it's-
So
it's-
I'll do a review and I'll link your YouTube down below so you guys can see it.
okay.
So we don't miss it. Oh,
Just
good.
if you say anything bad, just know that there will be repercussions for you.
Okay, that's fine.
So
You can come at me. You have my Instagram. You can come at me.
I'm not gonna come out. I'm gonna fly to Florida. I'm gonna come find you.
And just like cry in Katie's house. Why didn't you like it?
Who egged my house in this weird pattern?
And yeah, I'll text you on Instagram and be like, Neil, did you come to my house and egg it?
Yeah, I did.
Nope. It was Sandra.
It's not me.
Yeah, so if you're listening and you want to frame Neil, you know what you got to do.
That's
No, don't egg anybody.
What are your guys' favorite
That's
horror
not
films?
nice. Hereditary is awesome.
Oh, I like that one. I like
Love
one.
that movie.
Very
Yeah.
good film.
My friend Patrick's gonna say something in the chat because I have Tito Rovio because he does not like that movie. He does not like A24. I'm not really an A24 film either, but I like some of their stuff. Like Spring Breakers, I like that one. I like Hereditary. I like Midsummer, not Midsummer, mid-90s. I like that one.
We love A24.
We do.
We're three like huge A24 fans.
Absolutely.
It's very hard in like my old age to pick favorites of things. It's getting harder and harder, but
Right.
like Rosemary's Baby, The Exorcist, The Witch, those are some of my top threes. But
See, I
I love
told you he's
Universal
already
horror.
saying.
Ugh,
Ugh.
not for
Thank
you.
Thank you, Don. And guys, go check out the CultShow. They're amazing. Go check them out. There's the link, so you guys can go check them out.
And we'll talk about Hereditary just for you.
That's right.
In the chat, we'll be like, "Oh, look who's here! Time to discuss Hereditary."
Hereditary.
Just kidding.
And
I'm just
Patrick's
curious
saying-
with someone who doesn't like Hereditary, what are the issues with it? Why don't you not like Hereditary?
Yeah.
I don't know,
mean,
Patrick.
just
Why
ask
don't you
me
like
sometime.
Hereditary?
Oh, you don't like Hereditary, Producer
No.
Scott?
No.
I think producer Scott liked like the creativity and the thought behind Hereditary, but you didn't care for the sitting and watching it.
No,
Right.
it's a disturbing film, and what does it say about us or me specifically? I'm not going to
Us.
talk for you guys.
No, we're pretty fucked
why
up.
why I like that. Poorly directed.
Oh my
I
heart, Cheetah. Oh my
bless you.
heart.
That's your opinion. I think it is a perfectly made film.
Yeah.
I agree with Caleb. I
I
like
like
the
Hereditary, but I will strongly disagree with that statement.
I like the they didn't really use CGI, so I like the visual effects for it.
Yeah.
Because I'm a
Yeah.
visual effects type of person, so I like one of my favorite visual effects is American Werewolf in London because that's so well done.
Classic.
Yeah, Rick Baker.
Yeah, we
Jinx.
love those practical effects.
We do.
Have
Yeah,
a good
we
night,
do.
Joe. And then he said
Hi, Joe.
acting.
Didn't care for the acting.
I feel like maybe we didn't watch the same film.
That's
That's what it is.
It's kind of the fun part sometimes about like movies is it's like you can have such
Yeah.
polar opposite opinions from people, but it's like we both love horror, but like one of us
Right.
will be like, that movie is awesome. Somebody else is like, that movie
Mhm.
sucked. What were you smoking?
Right.
Yeah, that's
Right.
the fun.
But I always tell
That's true.
people it's good to have like there's movies that you like, there's movies that I might not like, and it's always good to have a discussion about it. And it's like a good discussion. We can have the same discussion without getting mad at each other for it. Everybody has their own opinion.
Absolutely.
of course.
Yes.
I
Of
can't.
course.
I
No,
can't.
not capable.
No.
Yeah, we like to sometimes on our show we'll get like kind of play mad at each other. We're not like really mad, but it's like for the fun of it to like make the conversation spicier.
Sure.
Mhm.
But except for
Yeah,
there's
I
some
find it
movies we'll
funny. I
pick.
start laughing when you two fight. I start laughing. People in my house are always like, "What are you laughing at?" I'm like,
That's what
"Oh, just
everyone
this-
wants to see is the fight. The
They
fighting.
want to see the fight.
They're just giving the fans what they want.
That's right.
Neil and I actually we call each other twinsy because we are so similar. So that's gonna make us bicker more because we're
Mhm.
basically twins separated at birth.
Right? Are you
Well,
guys
by
ready
by
for
years.
11
A
years.
whole bunch of years.
right? Are
I
you
got
guys
left in
ready
the
for
test tube.
You guys ready
Sandra's
for
so
spooky?
awesome. She had to gestate longer.
Yep.
right?
The world wasn't
Are you
ready
guys-
for me.
Are you guys ready for spooky season? Watch all the
Heck
horror
yeah.
movies.
Always,
Yeah.
always,
Yeah.
always, always, always. We're gonna have a party.
Yeah, party
Yeah,
and
party.
All right.
I was out today grocery shopping and the local grocery store got all their pumpkins out and I was just kind of standing there for like a minute. Just people thought I was weird.
I know, but it's like you want to absorb
yeah, I was
it.
like,
Yeah,
look at the pumpkins.
we have pumpkins. We grow pumpkins at home, so we're looking forward to our pumpkins.
Cool.
Spirit Halloween's popping up. All the code oranges popping off everywhere.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
I
we
already
put
went.
we put our Halloween cult show schedule together. We've
We did.
got that all planned out already. So
That's awesome.
we're
And
we're
Bones
excited.
is telling me every month spooky season.
That's right.
There you go.
It is.
Yeah.
It's just like I always think of it like we live there year round, and then the tourists come in, and we have to put on a good show for the tourists, and
Right.
it's like the rest of the world finally gets on our schedule.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, Hellbound, what are you doing?
Hi, Hellbound. I like your
Um,
name.
I agree with you. I went to Spirit Halloween like a few weeks ago when they first opened, and their themes like killer clowns from outer space and like Mars Attacks or something. is
Oh,
their
producer
theme.
Scott freaked out with the Mars Attacks. He adores that movie. We did a review of it not that long ago, and it was like all these people
Mhm.
popping out of the woodwork. I like that movie too. It was like, and so it's just kind of funny that it's like having a
It is.
revival at Spirit. We're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, he did that. He brought that back.
Producer Scott did it.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting when I went there, but I went there when they first opened, so they didn't really have like a lot of their stuff up. So now I have to go back and redo a video. Redo
Yeah,
the video.
I feel like they get stuff like constantly.
They do.
And so it's like it's addictive because you have to like go back and we have I feel like we're hashtag blessed. We have so many Spirit Halloweens in our area
You do.
and there's like more still to open. So we're like, ooh, we can go over to this one and
Yeah.
compare it to that one. And when we go to Spirit Halloween, like Neil and I, it's about an hour-long trip because we have to sit and stare at every single thing and like adjudicate it and look at it and then move on.
Mhm.
Like
Ain't you
Sandra
boys?
actually will stop and look and like kind of almost touch every little thing one by one.
Yeah.
Like I'll skip over
Mhm.
maybe the things that don't interest me or
I'm
like the
skipping.
kid costumes or whatever. But Sandra would know. She'll like say, but then there's that.
We're gonna
and-
save that for a serotonin moment later in the year.
right.
Yeah.
Right. My friend Eric from Two Boys and Their Scary Pops has a question for you. If you could have any 3 items from your favorite horror movie set, what would you pick?
Holy smokes.
Wow.
That's
three,
a
three
great-
items from the same set or 3 items from 3 different movies?
Maybe either way. Pick which
Yeah,
one you
Eric,
want.
let us know in the chat.
Any
Oh my
genre.
god.
I love that question. Either way, I love
So
that
Eric,
question.
or whoever that was, sorry.
Two boys and their scary pops. His name's Eric.
Eric or Erin?
Eric.
Eric.
Hi,
Okay.
Eric.
Okay.
Eric, good
He
question.
said either way.
Excellent.
He said
Either
either
way.
way.
Okay, so what I first thing that come to my mind, honestly, was, and this is gonna sound like name dropping, and I can't help it. It's just how I am. But
Name dropping.
but I would say like Freddy Krueger's glove from probably part 1, 2, or 3, maybe 4.
An early Freddy.
Yeah, an early Freddy. But I actually did a film festival one time where Robert Englund came. Excuse me, I know how to talk. And I got a glove made by some guy that uses like the real metal blades and everything. So it wasn't when you buy in a store; it was like a real homemade, but looks like it anyway. And Freddie and Robert wore that for me and cut our ribbon at the opening ceremony. So I kind of have like a Freddy glove, but
yeah,
if it was, thank you.
Producer Scott's cleaning up that name you dropped.
Thank
yeah,
you.
sweeping up that name drop.
How's that?
But that's a great item.
So you guys have seen it. It's in my. It's like behind a case. No one can touch it.
It is. It's protected.
But what else?
Ooh, gosh, that's so hard. Well, I mean, you guys know I love Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Maybe I could get some original Season of the Witch masks.
There you go.
Display those in my home in a nice way. I'd love that. I'm a huge Universal Monsters fan. I would love something like from like maybe Dracula or Wolfman or something like really old, early horror like that. That'd be really special.
I wouldn't mind having Churchill the cat from the '89 Pet Cemetery.
I love Church.
Right?
Yes.
That kitty's still around?
Oh, speaking of Hereditary, I wouldn't mind like a little payment item.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe Charlie's head. The prop from Charlie's head.
Charlie's head would be awesome.
You flip it and use it as like a candy dish or a salad bowl or
Mm-hmm.
I also wouldn't mind having Skarsgård as Pennywise costume.
Oh my god!
I mean, just from something slightly newer.
Not Tim Curry's.
Tim Curry's.
Not Tim Curry's.
Okay.
You would get more wear.
I would probably pick like Michael Myers like knife or the mask from the OG from 1978.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, I'm a huge Scream fan too. I love the Scream franchise, and there's some cool stuff in that. I wouldn't mind having like Drew Barrymore's phone, perhaps a used ghost face that was on Skeet or Matthew.
The one on Matthew would have spit all over it.
That's perfect.
It'd still be wet.
That's perfect. That's exactly what I want. That is exactly what I want.
Mm-hmm. So would you? Because I have a friend. His channel is Craving Something Scary. And he's like on the Stu train. Are you guys on the Stu train? Do you think Stu could come back?
Yes, I am 100%. So they're not as big Scream fans. Whereas like for me, it's one of my definitely in like my top 5. But I am the cult of Stu. I every time there's a Scream movie, I'm like, is it Stu? Is it Stu yet? So I'm so there. I'm so there. Producer Scott as well.
Too.
Yeah, we've had this argument on this debate, not argument, on this show. We should all really, really like Scream. Parts of it were filmed in our county. The no thanks to the school board. They wanted to film at the school that Neil and I graduated from, and then they backed out at the last minute and went and filmed in your hometown, right?
Indeed.
So
yeah,
it's just never really resonated with Neil and I.
Yeah.
So,
and I saw it like Katie, you and I are about the same age, so I think if you saw it like when I did, it was just like the most wonderful thing, and it definitely helped my horror projection when I was like 11 or whatever when it came out. Yeah,
I saw it when I was like, I don't know. I was stayed home from school. I was sick, and I asked my mom, "Can I rent something on pay-per-view?" Because you remember back then in the 90s, pay-per-view.
Yes.
She's like, okay, sure. And she didn't realize that I rented the Scream movie. And so she hears me watching it, and she goes, why is there screaming? And I said, because I rented a horror movie. She goes, what are you doing watching that horror movie?
Was she afraid you'd have nightmares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Was she
funny.
right? Yeah.
No, because my older brother, he introduced me to like Freddy Krueger and Jason and stuff like that. So, and The Crow. People call The Crow, they call it horror, non-horror. I don't know. But to me, it was a horror movie back then because I was little. But but he introduced us to it, so I was already introduced to it. So I was like, no problem.
Yeah. I love The Crow. I'd say The Crow's like horror action. Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah.
And then Eric's asking, in your opinion, what makes a movie memorable, scary?
Tension.
Ooh.
And I think that's what we like about Hereditary is like it's just throughout the entire thing there is just this sense of dread.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like it is this perfect movie because that's not something that anyone can do.
Yeah.
And Ari Aster just, in my opinion, nailed it.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great way to put it. Tension, that creeping dread, anxiety inducing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what makes
something that
scary.
truly makes you scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like a really good twist you totally don't see coming. That's always really good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
When your so-called friends set up a camera to record your reaction to a film, that's pretty memorable.
We did that to poor producer Scott when we watched Martyrs for our episode.
Oh. I could only imagine the look on his face.
Yes, it was not pleasant.
It was full body. It wasn't just his face. It was full body contortions by Scott.
Yeah. Neil and I had seen Martyrs before, so we were kind of like, this could be a nice, like, let's see what happens when you subject other people to murders.
What would you guys tell somebody if they're first starting out on YouTube? What would you guys tell somebody?
Don't do it.
Don't do it. No, just kidding. Be yourself. Have your honest opinions about things. Don't hold back. Say what you feel.
That's really good advice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean,
you don't have to be an asshole.
People will maybe find you, but being fake, what's the point? You know.
Do not say smash the like button. It's so used. It's so cliche. Don't say that. And then Katie, if you say it, I apologize. But
I mean, we're all gonna ask for likes, but using too many I don't know, tropes.
Yeah.
Be your own brand, you know?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Eric just said I'm 22 away from 1K.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's exciting.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's a milestone.
Congrats.
Yeah, but I still have to get my watch time hours up, so that's the
watch Katie
all these
people.
There's all these crazy rules they have, you know? It's bizarre.
So I can't get monetized until I get my watch time hours up, and I need 1,500 hours still.
Oh, okay. Gosh,
we
probably need like 75 million hours.
And then Eric's asking, what was your first horror experience and how did it affect you?
That's hard to say because it was like, for me, it was early days. Pretty sure Universal horror movies were, I remember watching those a lot with my family as a little kid. I think the big one that really really got me was reading Goosebumps books by R.L. Stine and Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Yeah, that's like what really got me addicted to horror because I don't know, it's addictive. It was addictive and fun. I'm a reader first and foremost, specifically like horror reader. And yes, that's definitely a big part of my origin story. And then I started to get into like renting my own little horror movies and stuff as a kid. And the first one that I picked out was The People Under the Stairs because it had a kid in it.
Yeah. Good movie.
It is a fun movie. Yeah.
Nice.
I have not seen that one. That's the only Wes Craven movie I've not seen.
Yeah.
Check it out. It's Neil and I watched it recently and it's a lot of fun. It holds up.
It does. It's one of the few Wes Craven movies that actually holds up well.
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah.
So, oh my God, shut your mouth.
No, I love Wes Craven, but I'm just saying there's a lot that were done in the 80s and 90s that just don't don't hold up. But like if Deadly Friend, stinker, does not hold up.
But I don't know that it was good then.
Shocker.
But was it good
I'm
then?
shocked that movie was even made.
But see, like when you say hold up, it's
Yeah.
like, but was it good then though? Was it really good then, or
No,
was
maybe
it just
maybe Shocker wasn't.
yeah, or was it just available?
Maybe.
Right.
Maybe.
How
My
about-
I didn't have the internet.
my first horror film was Creepshow at a Halloween party, and my reaction was pretty bad. Nightmares that night, not being able to sleep. So
Wow.
and now it is a great film. It's not my favorite, but it is a wonderful, wonderful film. So just because you have a bad experience with something the first time doesn't mean it's something that you should avoid for the rest of your life.
You countered it.
i.e. the Cult Show.
And then yours first was Freddy, yeah?
The one actually Poltergeist.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
was
Yeah.
the one I remember first watching. In the movie theater, seeing Poltergeist, and when I was 8 years old or whatever the hell I was when that came out, probably. But like Sandra, I always liked spooky things. I'd always find books that had drawings of first aid, and I would look for the pictures of the gore. Here's an open wound. Here's how you attend to an open wound, and I would always look at that. So I had a problem from the beginning.
And your family's like, oh, he's gonna be a doctor, and it's like, no, it's just a weirdo.
Nope, he's gonna keep heads in his freezer.
So if you guys could direct your own horror movie, who would you cast in there?
Oh,
Not Matthew Lillard.
Shut up. Of course I'd cast Matthew Lillard. Of course I would. Actually, I kind of like. I would really actually like to see a lot of unknowns. That's like really exciting to me right now, to see a lot of people that I'm not super familiar with, like, and talk to me, like all those kids in that movie. I don't know them, and it's just like, I don't know. It's like exciting. It's like, when we all saw Anya Taylor-Joy, and kind of get in early with people,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, otherwise I just fan cast Scream.
I would, for me, on our show, we've actually had a lot of really cool guests on our show, especially during the pandemic. We had a bunch kind of come on since it was all remote. So I would do all them because they were all genre actors already, like William Catt, and we've had Barbara Crampton on, not this show, I guess, but we had her in our cult film series, and Vinny Guastafaro. There's a bunch of people like that you may not know them, but you would probably recognize their faces. I want to get them,
give them some. Yeah.
Not just that, but they're good actors. Like I like to bring them back and get them into, some cool films.
Yeah.
How about you?
If it's a hypothetical, I'd love to have like a young Tony Todd.
A young one. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, current is absolutely fine. I've met Tony. I've spent time with Tony.
But pre-Candyman.
But I mean, just Candyman era Tony Todd. He was amazing.
And then
we need that
Eric,
over here.
And then Eric saying, if you guys could hang out with any horror director and discuss the horror movies and swap stories, who would you pick?
Ari Aster.
Leave that up. Ari Aster's definitely a good choice. I feel like I'd have a ton to talk about. I'm gonna kind of cheat and say Stephen King. Again, he
directed.
Yeah,
he did direct.
Yeah,
he doesn't remember it, but he did it.
But he did it.
Yeah.
But I'd rather talk to him about books. But I think Ari Aster is a good choice. Robert Eggers.
Robert, yeah.
Of course, I would have loved to have gotten to spend time with Wes Craven.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
me too.
So many.
Just living or dead?
Yeah, I know. Dead.
Any. It says any.
Oh, okay.
Any. I think it's any.
Toby would have been
Toby
awesome.
Hooper would have been awesome.
Talk to.
I mean, Alfred Hitchcock would be fun, right?
Yeah.
He probably wouldn't like me because I'm a woman.
Well, there's that part.
I would ask John Carpenter because I really like John Carpenter's stuff.
Oh, me too. That would be amazing. I love a lot of John Carpenter's socio-political stuff, which a lot of horror is socio-political, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We only had 30 minutes with the Cult Show. So thank you guys for stopping by. And I'll have you guys on again. You guys are welcome anytime.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And maybe next time we could go a little longer and people could ask you some more questions. Do you guys have anything going up on your show or anything you guys want to talk about before we go?
Ooh, well, right now we're going to film Videodrome.
Yeah.
Talking about Videodrome. That was my pick. We have a lot of fun archived episodes for you to dig through. Murders, cannibal holocaust.
We do movie reviews, plus we also do some kind of activity or game after that. So we kind of like to split it up. So if you can, watch the full episode.
We've gone on a couple fun field trips.
I was going to say, we also have some filming location that were really cool. Santa Cruz, where they filmed Lost Boys, Bodega Bay, where they did The Birds, Mendocino, where they filmed Dead and Buried.
We're going on another one soon.
A lot of fun to make. So I would say check those out if you want to just like dip a toe in, because they're a little bit shorter.
Right.
The toes or the episodes?
The episodes.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. And guys, don't forget to go follow the Cult Show because they're amazing. And I will see you guys tomorrow night for Sci-Fi Sunday. And I hope everybody has a great evening. Love you all. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Katie.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Katie.
friends.